Hey everyone, it's Brenda with Stampin' Up here with a really cool technique for you today. This is going to be a 2 or 3 part video series because today I'm just going to show you the technique. So I was noticing a day or two ago that I had a bunch of this photo paper that we get free with a printer when we buy it, and I don't know how we accumulated so much of it, but I have like 5 or 6 packs of this, and I thought, how can I use this in my crafting? So I did some research and I came up with some really cool techniques that I found, and so I want to show you what I've been doing. I did try a couple things that didn't work. One that didn't work was using the embossing folder. That didn't work too well. And I tried embossing, heat embossing, and I'm not sure what happened to that. Oh, here it is. That is okay, but it did leave some cracks, and I'm not sure whether or not that's going to affect it once you color this. I don't know. So those are 2 things that I'm not going to recommend doing. But let me just show you some of the things that I did. This was the first one I did. And I think it turned out really cool. I'm trying not to get the reflection of my light in there. It's kind of hard. But this is not a Stampin' Up stamp. This is a background stamp that I have in my stash that I've never really used. And by mixing all the colors, that is the result I got, which is really, really cool. So that's the first one I did. And let me just show you some random things that I've done. I have a Christmas stamp. This is also not Stampin' Up, but this is the background I got with that one. I did a Stampin' Up. This is a Stampin' Up stamp from many years ago, so that's going to be neat. I did some just random colors just to see what would happen. Another one of the things that I did was stamping trees, and I think those turned out really neat. So that I'm going to try to use that. I have another stamp that's not Stampin' Up, background stamp, so I did that one. And let's see here. I did some just random colors, just some green to do some stamping on. And another one with just random colors. I did try the Stampin' Up plaid stamp. It's okay. The colors ended up running a little bit, so that didn't work too well. I did this background stamp, and for some reason, this ink is not staying, and I'm not really sure why, so that didn't turn out the greatest. I did another one of these stamps here, and I did 2 at a time and colored over that. And then I did try using embossing folders. These did not turn out that great. I'm not sure if that's going to look great on a card or not. It might. I did mess this one up as I tried to add more color later. So anyway, let's get started, and I will show you how to do this technique. Okay, what I'm going to use today is the So Very Merry stamp set. I'm going to use this angel right here. I'm going to use Highland Heather, Fresh Freesia, and Pretty in Pink. Okay. And I'm going to move this out of the way because this is going to be very messy. So make sure that you have plenty of paper towels. You also are going to want some rubber gloves because if not, you're going to end up with very, very inky fingers. And if you don't mind that, that's okay. But I just don't. The last time I did it, my fingers were like red and just all colors. So anyway, then you're just going to need some random pieces of photo paper. This is glossy photo paper, and a water spritzer bottle, and a glass mat. Stampin' Up does have a glass mat out now. It's an online exclusive. I've had this one for a while, so I did not buy it. I think the Stampin' Up one might be a little bit bigger than the one I have. It does not have the dimensions on it, but I will try to put the link below to the to the glass mat if you're interested in looking at that. Theirs does come with a silicone mat that has pallets in it for your ink, and it also comes with a cleaning cloth. So my We Are Memory Keepers just came with the glass mat, and that was it. So anyway, let's just get started here. I'm going to spray some water on my glass mat. And I'm going to put random spots of ink on here. All right. Okay. Now, I am going to add a little more water. And then I'm going to take a paintbrush and I'm just going to kind of swirl the colors around a little bit just to kind of get some mixture. Okay, you got to be careful with this one, this mat especially, that it's not that big, so I have to watch where the water is going. Add a little more water, and then I'm just going to, you know what, I forgot to stamp my paper. So that's okay. We're just going to do this first then and stamp on it last. There's a couple different ways you can do it. So you're just going to lay this in there, and I forgot to put my gloves on here. I guess I wasn't quite prepared. All right. All right. Lay that down in there. Pick it up. And look how cool that is. That is really pretty. And then you can just add more ink by just pressing on where this did not get ink, and just pick more of it up. All right. So that's the first page. Isn't that cool? That is really neat. So I'm not going to be able to stamp on this right now. So this is going to have to wait and dry. That is why I said this is going to be a 2 or 3 part series, because I can't use this paper that we make. Let me put this aside to dry. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, for the sake of the video, I'm just going to clean this up. This is one thing that's nice about the glass mat. You can just wipe it clean and you're all set. What I'm going to do is, what I originally planned to do was to use our stamp. So we're going to do that. And how you get that, oh, let me see which one I was going to show you. Okay, so this one right here. The stamp is stamped in Versamark. So I'm going to take our angel here and I'm going to stamp a couple of these on the watercolor paper. I should be able to get, I'm going to just do 3 because we need to have room for our punch to punch it out. And so I am going to ink this up with a Versamark. Okay. Whoa. I'm going to stamp one here. Ink it up again. Stamp here. And then one more time here. Okay. Now I'm going to ink up our glass mat again. So you can just barely see that, but it's there. Okay. I'll set that aside, and I'm going to do the same thing with our inks. Oh, let me put my water on. Whoa. This Pretty in Pink ink is the old one, and it's seems like it's really watery compared to what they make now. That's why it comes out so fast. Okay, let's just try that. All right, and again, I'm going to just take my paintbrush and swirl this around a little bit. Mix up some of that ink. Okay, now I'm going to take our versamarked stamped photo paper. I'll get my gloves back on here. All right. I hope the glare is not too bad on this. All right, so now let's just see what happens. Put that on there. Lift it up, if we can get it up. It's kind of hard to get off with your gloves. All right, so there is some of it. And let me just put a little more water there. Let's see if I can pick that ink up. There we go. There we go. Isn't that cool? I just think it's really pretty. I think this one could add a little bit more color. Let me put that one over on this again. There we go. Isn't that pretty? I just think it's really cool. So then we just have to let these dry. Okay. And then, let me see what this is getting to be. Okay, so we're only at 11 minutes. Let me just show you one more. And I don't think I have the stamp already. Let me just clean that up. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I want to do more of a scenic stamp. Let me just grab one real quick. Well, it's not a scenic stamp, but I'm going to use this one here. This is just something I picked up at Michael's years ago, I think. Yeah, Recollections. It's just a Christmas wooden stamp. I'm going to just do a different technique. It's not scenic, but you'll get the idea anyway. So same thing. I'm going to ink this up with versamark. Okay. I'm going to stamp this on. You know, what you can do, and this is what I did the last time, and I should have done it the same way. You can flip the paper over and put it on top of the stamp instead of putting the stamp on the paper. And that is a sure way to get an even coat. All right, so this does stick. Okay. So there's our image. I don't know if you can see it or not. You probably can't, just barely. All right, so this time I'm going to take my ink and I'm going to paint over it instead of dipping it. So I have a little more control. And I think I'm going to use Real Red and Garden Green. And I am going to need my aqua painters. I don't really need gloves for this one. I just want to make sure I have clean brushes. This one's got purple in it, so I'm trying to get that clean. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I've got some ink right in my pad here. And I am going to get some of the water started in here. All right, and I'm going to spray this. And then I'm just going to start painting over the paper. Just keep in mind that when you do this, that the ink dries very fast. So wherever you put that ink down, it is going to make a mark. See how this is your brush strokes down here? That is what is going to happen. And you cannot really lighten it up. I mean, once it's there, it's there. So you might want to try to start off of the paper like we do when we're blending for better results. Okay. So I wanted to do that. And now I'm going to flip it around and I'm going to get my green. I kind of meant to do, I didn't really mean to do half and half. I was going to do some more red on the other side, but I didn't. So, but that's okay. I'm just showing you this. I can get some water going here. There we go. And I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, now this is not turning out very dark, is it? Let me get some more ink. Garden green. Let me pick up that ink. There we go. There we go. Now we don't want to mix those colors because it will make kind of a brown color. So that's not the greatest, but you get the idea anyway. It may not be exactly how I wanted it, but it's, like I said, it's going to turn out different every time. And so that is my technique for today. Now, my only concern about this method is that you can kind of see the edges, how darker they're getting. And if you definitely want to do something that you're going to cut out, and hopefully it's not going to come apart once we get into making something with it. So we'll see. Like I said, that is my technique for today. I'm really not sure what it's called, but it is really cool. You can also just stamp directly on the paper for, you know what, let me just show you that real quick. You can just stamp directly on the paper with ink, and then you will have a shiny background. Okay, so let's just do this in real red. And let's show you how that does. It does stick. There we go. But look how cool that is. I mean, so then you've got the shiny image with red, and you can go back and color it, but with this ink, it's gonna smear a little bit and blend. But you could probably use the pigment ink and then color it with your aqua painters, or maybe even the Stampin' Up markers, which is what I will probably try to do next. So anyway, that is it for today. And so look for my next video. We'll be making some cards and maybe doing a little more experimentation with this photo paper. So it's a good way to use up some of this free paper that you get when you buy printers. That is it for today. Have a great day and God bless. Bye-bye.